Hola, hello, bienvenidos, welcome to Mahek Yoga again, one more week with me. Been really loving making these videos. Today we're gonna slow down again. My hip has been pretty tight, my lower back, my legs. So today is gonna be a practice more for getting those hips and legs a little bit stretched out. I have my little Frank with me, keeping me company today. I think she knows that I'm slowing down today a little bit. So let's go into, we're gonna start laying down on our mats. Oh, big stretch, big stretch, big stretch. Oh, big stretch. Okay. Today's more about stretching and then kind of noticing what hurts, what feels tight on your body. Mine, I can tell my left hip and my left lower back and that left leg is slightly more stiff than the right. So I'm just noticing that right now. And I'm just breathing into my body, getting to go into my breath. Letting everything go. Maybe massaging the back of the head by rocking it side to side. Getting ready for my practice. I'm gonna bring the knees into my chest. I'm gonna stretch a little bit that lower back, massage it into the mat. Breathing. Okay, and we're gonna start with a figure four. You're gonna bring that left foot down into the ground. The left knee is pointing up and the right ankle is gonna come over the left thigh. You can stay here if this already feels like a nice stretch into that right hip. If you want a little bit more, you can just start bringing that right knee, left knee, oh my goodness, I just woke up. Left knee into the chest and kind of maybe rock side to side. Or if you like stillness, you find stillness and breathe into that right hip. Taking at least 3 to 4 breaths here. It's just a little stretching in the morning. If you want to make more of a restorative practice with these, then you can stay in each pose around 3 to 4 minutes. And that way you get into the fascia, and it's more of that yin practice for you. Breathing still. Feeling the hip. I like movement, so I like to move around and shift around. And then on your next exhale, you're gonna bring the foot back down. You're gonna start wiggling, like you're gonna start shifting that left foot all the way towards the corner of the mat. And once you get into that corner of the mat, then you're gonna bring the knees all the way towards the right. So you can open through that quad and the hip flexor on the left side. This can be intense. If this is too much for you, you can unhook the foot and just bring it right here, and you will still feel that extension. Leaving the foot there is just giving a little bit more of that stretch to bring that left knee more down, so that way you can feel more of a sensation into that quad and hip flexor. And just breathe into here. Relax the shoulders, relax the face. Take 2 more breaths here. One more breath. And then slowly bringing the knee back up. And now you're gonna wiggle the foot. And now you're gonna start wiggling the foot, bringing it towards the other side. Not all the way, but just a little bit. And then you're gonna do your supine twist towards the opposite side. Now you're gonna bring that sole of the right foot is gonna come down. And then you're kind of maybe pressing the right knee up into the sky. Just taking a little bit of a different twist, feeling a different sensation into the spine and to the hip. You have the option to always, with the right hand, grab that left foot and bring it up towards your glute for a quad stretch still. Take 2 more breaths here. One more. Inhaling. Exhaling. And then really slowly going back to center, wiggling that foot back to the center. And then you're just gonna Bring that knee on top of the left. So just like if you were crossing your legs, like if you were sitting in a chair and you were crossing your legs, and then bring the knees into the chest. This is cow face legs, but we're doing it recline. And then you can bring each hand into the chins and then like press the shins apart. So that way you're really feeling a nice stretch into that right hip. So you're just in a reclined cow face, kind of bringing that stretch into the right hip, really stretching through the right this time. Bringing the knees into the chest. And you can even grab your ankles, you can even grab into the outer corners of your feet and push them away from each other. One more breath here. And then really slowly letting everything go. Unraveling the leg, maybe windshield wiping side to side, slowly. At least for me, it's slowly, because I do feel that left hip a lot today. I suffer from lower back and sciatic pain, so sometimes I just have to move slow, and that's okay. You can slow down your practice. And now we go into the other side. We bring that figure four, bringing the ankle over the right thigh this time. Again, if this is enough, you can stay here. You can always even bring a bolster or a block underneath that foot, so that way you can elevate that foot, and that way that leg is slightly coming forward. I like to just kind of bring the knee into the chest and just grab into the back of the thigh. But you can always bring blocks underneath that foot, so that way it's elevating, and that way you don't even have to grab your thigh. Breathe here. Again, I like to swivel side to side, because whenever I rock side to side, I feel the massage on my lower back, feeling some little points there that I can put pressure on, and where it feels uncomfortable. And take like 4 breaths in each pose, 4 to 5 breaths in each pose. One more inhale. Bringing the foot back down. You're gonna wiggle it all the way towards the corner of the mat. Once you feel that corner of the mat, that's whenever you start bringing the knees all the way towards the left, so that way you can open through that hip flexor on the right and the quad on the right. Again, if this is too much, just let out that foot and just put it on the ground. You're still gonna feel that sensation. Okay, maybe like 4 to 5 breaths here. And just notice that this side feels completely different than the other side, because it might. We're really getting some stretch in the hips today. Again, it's okay to feel uncomfortable, but if you're feeling pain, then let out. One more breath. And then really slowly going back up on the knee, and then wiggling the foot towards the other side, and then bringing the knees all the way towards the right. Sole of the left foot comes to the ground. Again, you have always the option to grab the right foot with your left hand to get a little bit of an extra quad stretch. Relax the shoulders. Notice the feeling in the hip here. Let the body talk to you. What is saying today? Sometimes stepping into the mat doesn't have to be so serious. It can just be like laying down into the mat to get a little bit of a breath, to get a little bit of time for you, and to stretch parts that feel stiff. Yoga is here to take care of you and to make you feel good. One more breath. And really slowly going back to center. Again, like if you were sitting in a chair that you're just basically putting one leg on top of the other one, crossing your legs, bringing the knees into the chest, I'm gonna give myself a little squeeze. That left hip is really, really killing me today. And then again, you can grab into the shins or into the ankles and then like pull them apart so that way you're feeling that stretch into your reclined cow face. And you can find stillness or movement. 3 more breaths here. But relax the face. Lose tension. I just noticed that I was like crunching on doing like these with my eyebrows. So I'm like, oh, I gotta relax that face. Why am I having so much tension? 1 more breath. And then really slowly letting go, unraveling the legs, windshield wiping slowly. Get your movement, especially if you're hurting today. Move slow and mindful. There's no rush. You don't have to move to the next rush to the next pose. And then slowly we're gonna bring the knees into our chest. We're gonna bring the hands to our thighs. So that way we can go all the way into seated. So we're gonna rock slowly forward and back, kind of massage the lower back and then rocking all the way up. We're gonna go into fire log. So it doesn't matter which way you start. I'm gonna start with my left ankle on my right knee, but it doesn't have to be on the knee. You can always bring it into your shin as well. Make sure that you're flexing the foot. You're putting a little bit of that 90 degree into your ankle. And then we're just basically stretching right now the left hip, which that's the one that is hurting me more. So that's why I'm starting with it, just to get it a little bit loose. From here, you can just slightly bend forward, opening through the chest, and then exhaling it all out. Go. Maybe you bring the chin to your chest, relaxing the head, letting the neck fall on. Take 3 more breaths here. Relax the jaw, relax the face. Oh my goodness, I'm clenching so much. Whoa. You gotta let it out. And it's okay, you're at home, you can just shake your face and your mouth, nobody's watching you. I just did it and you're watching me, so it's okay. We're all adults, we can do whatever we want, right? Nobody cares. 1 more breath. Oof. And really slowly, mindfully coming up, grabbing, adjusting yourself, moving slow, especially if your hip is hurting, and going into the other side, bringing the right foot this time on top of your knee or maybe your shin. And then notice it's okay to have that hole right here. You can even bring a bolster or a block and you can put it right there if you need to, okay? Again, breathing through the chest. Proud on the chest, breathing in, bringing your hands forward and then exhaling it out, bringing yourself a little bit deeper. I can fold a little bit more into this knee, into this hip. And just notice the sensation here. Take at least 5 breaths here. Again, you can stay 3 minutes on each pose, 3 to 4 minutes on each pose to really get that yin practice, that restorative practice. Feeling the oxygen going into the back of the spine, filling up the back of the ribs. 1 more breath. And then really slowly, mindfully coming up. I'm gonna open the legs to the sides. We're gonna go into straddle pose, one of my favorite poses, to stretch the inner thighs, because sometimes you need to stretch those inner thighs to get those hips stretch. So you're gonna bring your tailbone slightly back, your pelvis forward, lead with the heart on your inhale, and then exhaling, bringing your chest down, letting the shoulders get heavy, the neck, the face, the eyes. Let everything relax. And then notice your quads. Let the quads go. I tend to always like clench on the quads here. You can always just massage the legs a little bit. Give yourself some love. It is okay to give yourself some love. And just fall down, let it all go. 5 breaths here. Relax the neck. I could stay here forever, to be honest. Maybe one more breath. And then really slowly pressing into your hands, walking your hands towards your body so that way your torso can come up. Moving slow, especially if you're hurting, okay? No rush to get to the next pose. We're gonna go into a cat-cow to create a little bit of movement into the spine, maybe some circles with the waist. I like to make some big circles with my waist usually. And we're gonna go into a tabletop. So box shape of your body. Oh my goodness, you can tell I'm hurting. I'm moving slow today. You see, sometimes I can be jumping around and moving really fast into the mat. And sometimes my body's like, slow down. And I just listen to it and I slow down. I don't push myself when I hurt. Because that way I heal myself, inhaling, dropping the belly. And then exhaling, doming around the spine instead of keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And then you have to be in bed for 3 months instead of just being in bed for 1 week. Inhaling, drop in the belly, gazing forward. Exhaling, pressing into your hands, going back, looking back towards your inner thighs or belly button. And then this time, just kind of think about maybe making some circles with the weights. So you're dropping the belly and then bringing the waist towards the left and then bringing the waist all the way up into the sky, then bringing the waist all the way towards the right and dropping the belly down. Let's do that one more circle going that direction, and then let's do 2 circles going the opposite direction. It really feels good on my hips and in my lower back to make circles with my spine. I get those little stretches and little tight spots. I can feel them releasing. Go in the opposite direction. Make sure that you're breathing through these circles. And they don't have to be fast circles. They can be slow circles, really noticing the stretches, the pulling, the tightness. And sometimes I stop in where it really feels tight. Beautiful. Okay, bring the toes to touch. Knees are out, so that way we can stretch the hips. We're gonna go into a child's pose, extending the arms in front of us, dropping the head down towards the mat. Maybe you bring the chin, maybe you bring the forehead, and just maybe if you have the forehead down, maybe you massage the face side to side. Massage any tension that you may have on your forehead, on your sinuses. Maybe you walk your fingers a little bit more forward so you feel the stretch into your shoulder blades. And let the chest fall down. Let the hips get heavy. Let gravity take place here. Letting everything go. It sucks to slow down sometimes, especially if you're a type A person like me. But your body will thank you later. Don't judge your body for needing to take rest. Take the rest you need, please. We go so fast all the time. We're just going. Sometimes our body is like, nope. You are going to have to stop. One more breath here. Really slowly moving back to center. Going into a tabletop. We're going to go into a downward dog. First downward dog of the day. We're going to bring the toes in and bring the hips all the way high. Stretching through the heels here. Maybe paddling the feet side to side to massage, to stretch through the quads. Bending one knee and then the other one, and then really slowly letting the head go, shake it all out. Move the jaw, relax the face. And then inhale, start crawling your hands all the way towards the back of the room. We're gonna open the toes towards the outside. We're gonna open the heels a little bit bigger so that way we can bring the hips low into our Malasana Yogi squat. Really getting those hips stretch. And then I like to kind of wobble side to side, just kind of to feel. And opening the knee into one side, going into the outside of the foot. Really opening, let the hips talk to me here. And then finding a little bit of stillness. Think about you're squeezing the glutes and squeezing the inner thighs so that way you're not falling. Bringing the elbows into the inside of the knees, pressing the chest forward. One more breath. This can be intense. You can always bring a block and bring it underneath your glutes here and sit down on it. And then on your next inhale, you press into your hands. You start bringing your hips all the way high. You bring the toes in and you bring the feet to be underneath your hips, in line with the hips. Letting the head go, letting the shoulders go, bend the knees, get the belly and the chest to drape on top of the thighs, and just let go and release through the lower back and the upper back and the shoulders, the neck, the face. Maybe you play with shifting your weight side to side, forward and back. Then really slowly, vertebra by vertebra, you're just going to start standing up. Really, 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 really slowly. Pressing up. No rush, no need to go fast. Your head is the last thing standing on your body, bringing your shoulders back, bringing the head high. And now you're standing. We got this. You got that. Maybe you massage a little bit with those thumbs, the lower back, the hip. Keep breathing. And that was it. Hopefully, you feel a little bit better on your leg, on your hip, on your lower back. And again, move slow if you need to move slow. Today, my body's telling me, hey, B, you gotta move slow. And I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna move slow. Anytime you put a lot of pressure on your body, I walked a lot this week. I taught a lot of yoga classes. I did a little bit more than I was supposed to. And my body today is like, hey, you don't have a 20-year-old body anymore. You gotta slow down sometimes. And I do it. Have a beautiful rest of your night or day or whatever time of day it is. And thank you so much for watching these videos. And I'm hoping they help. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you.